So just keep at your own pace. Try to really focus on the alignment and on the cues, because we're going to be holding a lot more. If you have your props, if you have a towel or something, now's a great time to grab 1 or 2 towels. You know, 2 would be great, because if we're propping up our seat and everything, that would be the good thing. It's going to be about an hour, but again, move at your own pace. It's going very slow. Try to keep in line with those cues. And then if you have props around, even pillows or anything to prop yourself up, now's the time to just grab them and have them around. All right. Any questions? I'll get you at the end of class. We can follow it on a chat. Sometimes it's hard for me to catch up with the chat at the same time as talking on the video. But I will get back to you, or else you can always email me. And if you don't, I think everybody should have my email address because you're getting the invites. But if not, whoever, I think there's a few different people on here, however you got this contact, you can find. Yeah, I'll put that together. I'll do it like I was doing the other videos for Mulliga. So anybody that's new, I was making videos for one of my other sisters, and so I'm throwing all the classes on that same YouTube channel. So I do have shorts that are breaking down some of these poses if you're new to yoga, and just really kind of getting into 10, 15 minutes, even 10 minutes of doing a slow flow that we would do at the beginning of class and breaking that we don't have any background noise, and then you can hear me. We'll just go ahead and start. Go ahead and come to a seated position on your mats. Your mats, if this is your first time, should be facing me. I have it sideways so you can see my alignment. If you have a towel or 2, you can use your towel to prop yourself up. Or else you can use a block. So whatever you have around that's handy. The nice thing about using the towel or a prop up is it opens up your hips a little bit more. Lets your knees fall to the ground. Some of us are a little tight, and it just opens up your hips a little bit more. Come to this seated position, and I'm going to use a block for myself. Really like propping myself up here. Come to a seated position and close your eyes. If you need to keep your legs out a little bit, that's totally fine. Whatever's comfortable for you. Okay. Close your eyes and get into the moment. Some of us have had a busy week. I think a lot of us might feel the stress, so let all of that go. Be here. No judgment. Find your sit bones reaching into the floor or your mat. Tailbone reaching towards the ground. And start to move up and in through the belly. Feeling that core engage without clenching it. Lengthening on the spine and feeling the top of the head reaching for the ceiling. Sit bones still ground into the floor. Backs of the hands on the knees. And focusing on just lengthening both your inhales and exhales here. Feeling it come through your whole body with every exhale or inhale, and then exhaling completely, just letting everything out. Keeping engaged and centered. Now, go ahead and gently open your eyes. Keep seated. I'm just going to come to the camera a little bit so you can see me. As you sit here breathing, we might not know how to lengthen both our inhales and exhales. So I find this a lot during the day when we're stressed out. We might hold our breath in or hold it out when we're stressed or going at a fast-paced motion. Or sometimes we just keep it very shallow. We don't really we might just take it right here, and it's extremely shallow. And you don't notice that if you're not aware of how you're breathing. So as we stay seated, think about, when I say the breath coming in from the bottom of the belly, you're filling up through the belly, diaphragm's expanding. Think about that breath coming through the whole chest and then shooting up out of the head, right? As we exhale, we're compressing all the way down and pressing all of that breath out. And what we're going to do here is we're going to count the inhale slowly. We're not going to hold, but we're going to just really be paying attention to the expansion of our belly through our chest, okay? So everybody take a deep breath in together. And then exhale together. Place your hands on your belly, either around on your waist, or you can take one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest, right? Inhale together as we start to fill up slowly and feel your breath expanding. It's almost as if you're getting bigger through your torso. And then slow exhale as you feel everything contract. Inhale. Exhale. Full inhale. Exhale. Full breath. Exhale. Now let your hands go and just breathe normally without controlling and see the difference with how your breath comes in and out of your body. You should be maybe getting a fuller inhale and exhale in, but you're also more aware, right? So try to pay attention to that through the day. Take another deep breath in here, and then exhale through an open mouth. Inhale, and exhale. This time we're going to take our shoulders up to our ears. Inhale, and exhale through the mouth. Shrug those shoulders down. Inhale through the nose. Lift those shoulders way up to the ears. Open the mouth, and then just let them drop. Starting to rotate the head from side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to circle to the right with a deep inhale. And when we get to the back, exhale through the nose. Inhale to the left this time. And then exhale as you come around and finish that circle. Inhale. And then exhale. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale. Everybody come to a neutral position. And then we're going to come into our first child's pose. So if you're new to yoga, or even if you're advanced at yoga, this is the pose that you can always come into. You can take your arms out in front of you or beside you, coming into this child's pose and resting you. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Go ahead, come on up to your hands and knees. We're going to take our right foot just behind us, and we're just going to tuck those toes under. Check in with the front mat with your hands so that your fingers are nice and spread, grounding into the mat, and your wrists are at a 90-degree angle right underneath your shoulder, right? So our right foot's hanging out here, and you can stay here. If you want to move on, you can start to take that left hand out behind you or in front of you into this bird dog, and breathe here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Advanced yogis, you can lift that back foot if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and come on down. Now you're going to take that left arm and then thread it underneath the right, coming into a little bit of a child's pose twist here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. So we're coming to the other side as we come back up to our hands and knees. Checking it out, making sure we're completely aligned with our front of our pose, and that our knees are in line with our hips here. Your belly's going to be engaged, okay? So this time we're going to take our left foot behind us, tuck those toes under. We're going to weight that left hand, We're going to take an extra breath here. And then exhale. And with the next inhale, take that right hand out if you have it. Inhaling. Exhaling 1. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. Gaze is just a little bit out in front of you. Inhaling. And exhale 3. Go ahead and place it back on the floor. Sitting back into the child's pose, this time taking the other arm under, right? So we're going to take that right arm underneath the left, and then laying on our cheek on the right side. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. From here, we're going to go ahead and come up into our first downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, our fingers are nice and spread. We're pressing into the mat with our knuckles, almost like a tree frog, right? So the heels of our hand are taking the brunt of it. Your shoulder distance apart, we're going to tuck our toes under. Coming into this puppy dog stretch to find length in our torso. And then we're going to keep our belly on our thighs as long as possible. So we're going to come halfway up and see how that feels. This is a lot of work, right? This is actually a ton of work. Keep your spine long as you try to keep your belly on your thighs and straighten your legs without locking out your knees. And we're going to check in here. If you need to keep your knees a little bent, totally fine. Our heels are reaching for the ground. They might not get there. That's fine. Mine won't. But you're reaching them to the ground. You're not lifting up. Right? Heels reaching for the ground. Kneecaps lifting. And the hips are reaching for the sky. Front of the body. Knuckles fully engaged on the floor. Shoulders reaching for the tailbone. Spine completely elongated. Belly is really working right here. Okay? Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Everybody come to their knees, coming back into a child's pose. You can have your arms out in front of you or beside you. Inhaling. Exhaling 1. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. Inhaling. Exhale 3. Everybody's going to just walk their hands out, come to their hands and knees for a second, and then we're going to take our legs down. We're coming into baby cobra in a different way, right? So we're going to take our forehead to the ground, arms beside us. Check in with the legs. Feet are pressing into the floor. The shoelace sides of the feet pressing into the floor so that our kneecaps are lifting off the mat. Pinky toes are reaching for the mat. And then we're going to start to focus on our torso. You'll feel your belly slightly engaged here. Taking our hands in line so that our thumbs are in line with our nipples. My elbows are not flopping out. They are pulling in towards my rib cage. They are parallel with each other. So legs fully engaged, torso engaged. From here, I'm just going to do the cherry on top, just lifting my head and rolling my shoulders back. Deep breath here. Exhale. Keep pressing the shoelace sides of the feet into the floor. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Go ahead and relax your legs. Tuck your toes under. Come back. Puppy dog stretch here. And then untuck your toes, child's pose. Breathing here. When you're ready, start to engage your knuckles onto the floor. Tuck your toes under. Now we're coming into that half dog here, right? So belly keeping on with the thighs. If you want extra height and you have blocks, you can always place your hands here and then keep your belly on your legs, right? We're going to breathe here and then exhale. Place those heels towards the floor, really keeping long in that torso. It's up to you for your practice. Try not to lock out your knees. Micro bend in those knees. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale 2, keep pressing the mat away. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Knees come back to the ground. Untuck those toes. Child's pose. Coming to our hands and knees. And then taking our legs out and constructing our cobra or bhujangasana, right? So hands by the sides first as we take our forehead to the ground. Press the sides of the feet. Kneecaps are lifting off the mat. Toes are reaching for the floor. From here, I'm feel my torso. And then I'm going to take my thumbs in line with my nipples and then roll my shoulder back, taking my head off the ground. I'm going to take a few breaths here, coming back down to the floor, right? Deep breath in, look up. Keep your legs engaged as you take your head to the ground on your exhale. Inhale, keep rolling those shoulders back. Legs are fully engaged. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, coming to the floor. Relax your legs, tuck your toes under. Coming into a puppy dog stretch here for a second. Releasing that back. Then untuck your toes, coming into child's pose. When you're ready, we're going to come into another down dog. And then we're going to slowly walk it towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to hang here. You can keep your knees bent. Black pants and cats don't really work. And then just swing your torso out. And then stack each vertebrae on top of each other. Taking our arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. And then taking our arms beside us, right? So we're coming into the first part of the flow. So this is going to be deconstructed a little bit more in an open class, right? Big toes are touching. Heels are slightly apart. We'll come into our mountain pose, our Tadasana pose here. So we're going to lift our toes off the ground so we can really feel our kneecaps lifting. And then we're going to focus on our torso, our tailbones reaching for the floor. We're lifting through the belly, so this is a working pose. Lower ribs are tucking under. We're going to take our shoulders up to our ears and then roll them back. And keep our palms open as we feel the top of our head reaching for the sky. For more stability, we'll put our toes on the floor. But we're going to feel super engaged through Tadasana, right? So you're standing at the front of your mat. Big toes are touching, heels slightly apart. Inhale, start to take it up to the sky. And then full exhale, we're going to dive on down to the floor. If you need to bend your knees or take your hands to blocks, totally fine. Inhale, we're going to look up to a flat back, taking our hands to our thighs. And we're coming into this a little differently this time, right? We're going to exhale, place our hands on the floor. And from here, I'm going to take my left leg. I'm going to pull it back behind me, right? And I'm going to take my knee to the ground and untuck those toes. Now you can stay here and breathe. Got blocks, great place for that. If you need to pull that knee underneath you a little bit, that is fine. This can be a little intense on your hip flexors. And we're just going to breathe here, rolling our shoulders back and thinking about our torso just coming in line with that back leg here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Right knee is over that front ankle. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Power that back leg up by tucking those toes under. Coming into this high lunge now. Now stay here for a second. We're keeping our hips very even, and that leg, that back leg is working like crazy. As we power that back leg up, we're thinking about stepping to the front of the mat. So take a deep breath in together, and then start to lunge off that back foot to bring it up to the front. If you don't make it, bring it back up with you, okay? Inhale, we're looking up to a flat back. Exhale into the legs. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, we'll do the other leg. Circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, coming all the way down to the ground. Inhale, coming up to a flat back. Exhale, hands come to the ground. This time we're going to take our right leg back behind us, right? I'm going to switch sides so you can see me with that leg. Untuck those toes, and we're staying here, or else coming up to blocks, right? Deep breath in. Exhale, keep rolling your shoulders back. Inhaling. Exhale, knees in line with that ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up to a high lunge, that means we're tucking our toes under. So we don't want that hip twisting around. We want that right hip in line with that left hip. So both legs are working, right? Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Should be able to take your fingertips off, right? Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Start to lunge off that back foot. If you need to hop it forward like this, totally fine, right? Inhaling, looking up to a flat back. Exhale, into the legs. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. Exhale, Tadasana, right? Let's put that together with a downward facing dog and a baby cobra, right? So deep breath in as we take our arms up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to start to take it all the way down to the ground. Inhale, take that left foot back behind you. Coming into a low lunge here. Looking back and rolling those shoulders back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. So this time, we're going to power up that back foot. High lunge. Inhaling. And then exhale, we're going to place our hands to the ground. Try to take that knee to your chest. It's a little difficult, right? As we come out into plank position. And then straight into downward facing dog. Breathing deeply here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Keep pressing the mat away. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Bring it back into that plank position, meaning wrists underneath the shoulders, 90-degree angle with those wrists. Drop your knees, everybody. Deep breath in, and then exhale. My elbows are shooting straight to the back of my mat. They're almost brushing my rib cage as I take my chest and chin to the ground. It's going to feel awkward, but then we're going to slip it through. Baby cobra. Fire up those legs. Breathe in here for a second. And then exhale, child's pose. Coming through a puppy dog stretch first. And then untucking those toes. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. From here, tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. Start to walk towards the front of your mat. And then when you're at the front, look up to a flat back. Deep breath in. Exhale into the legs. Inhale, start to circle your arms to the sky. And then exhale, coming into Tadasana. Deep breath in, we're going to do the other leg. Taking your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fly all the way down to the ground. Inhaling, looking up to a flat back. And then exhaling, this time our right foot's coming back behind us. I'm going to switch sides so you can see. Drop that back the knee, untuck those toes. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. Take your hands to the floor. If you've got it, I'm going to power up that back foot, right? And then you're going to
bend that front knee even further and pull it up to your chest, only if you have it. That's pretty advanced, right? And then stick that foot behind you, coming into a plank position for just a second. Exhale, coming through into downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhaling 1, inhaling, exhaling 2, inhaling, exhale 3. Go ahead and roll it out to come in position. So your belly's working like crazy here. Plug your shoulders in your shoulder sockets. Your gaze is just a little bit out in front of you. Deep breath in. Everybody's going to exhale. Take their knees to the floor. Elbows tight to the body as you take your chest and chin to the floor. Inhaling. Baby cobra. Legs are fired up. And then exhale. Come into child's pose. Feeling that puppy dog stretch first. And then untucking the toes. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Tuck your toes back under. Coming into a downward facing dog here. Inhale. And then exhale, start to walk your feet up to the front of your mat. Inhale, look up to a flat back. Exhale into the legs. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, Tadasana. Right, so just getting the juices flowing a little bit. We'll move on to Surya Namaskar B, or a version of it. So we're coming into Utkatasana. Great place for a block again, if you want, just to feel your thighs working. Or you could roll up a towel or even put a pillow in back there. Keep your feet hip distance apart, especially if you're a beginner, right? You more advanced students, big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Bending into those knees, coming up into Utkatasana. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Try not to collapse on your knees. Really feel both legs working. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. We're going to come to stand from here. Come to my front of that. And we're going to come and take that back foot out. Actually, let's come into this lunge again, right? If you have your blocks, you can use blocks as stability or take your fingertips to the ground. If you want to move on, let's think about what's going on here, right? Both of our legs are working like crazy, but we're trying to hug the midline with our legs. So as we stay here, this can be a lot of work. That back heel is reaching for the back of the room. If you want to move on, you can start to take your hands up to the sky. Right? This requires a little bit more balance, but that back heel reaching for the back of the room is really balancing you. Knee is in line with that front ankle. It's a lot of work. You're sitting here like this, right? Think about, if you're moving on with this, with your thought process, you're trying to rip the mat apart with both feet. So that front foot is moving forward incrementally. That back heel is moving back. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can always drop that back knee, right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. From here, everybody's going to put their hands on the ground, and you're going to circle that back foot down. Your heels are in line with each other here. Back foot's turned in at a 45-degree angle. You're going to come on up into Warrior One. Let's all straighten that front leg, and then start to figure out our alignment here. My hips are moving so that they're in line with each other to the front of my mat. Right? I'm still trying to press or rip the mat apart with both my feet. So your legs are moving or your feet are moving in opposite directions. So both legs are working. Micro bend in that back knee. And then all we're doing here as we zip up through the belly, taking a mini back bend into the upper back, all we're doing is bending into that front knee at a 90-degree angle. A lot of work. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Go ahead and straighten back into that front knee. And then when you're ready, you're going to flip that back heel up off the ground if you have it. And if you really want to power up, you're going to take it and move it to the front of your mat. Might take a few steps in, right? Let's move it to the other side. Going to come into that Utkatasana. Breathing here, right? Deep breath in. Exhale. Get a little bit lower, inhaling. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, you're going to take that right foot back behind you. If you want to drop that back knee, it's totally fine, right? Wherever you're at, make sure your hips are in line with each other. So you don't want to be falling over to the right side in this twist. You want to make sure that back heel is reaching for the back of the mat and that front knee is in line with that front ankle. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Keep lifting that right thigh. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Everybody's going to put their hands on the floor. You're going to circle that back foot down at a 45-degree angle, heels in line with each other. Right? So we're going to come on up. Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to start to straighten that front knee. Hips are moving towards the front of the mat. Right? Put 2 flashlights here. They should be equal. And then we're pressing the mat away with both our feet. You don't want to lock out either knee. You want to keep a little bit of a micro bend. But legs are working like crazy. Zip up through the belly. Start lifting from that upper back to come into the slight back bend, taking our arms up to the sky. Nothing changes, just bending into that front knee, but feeling that alignment through the whole body. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhaling 3. Go ahead and come back into that high lunge here. It's up to you. If you can power it up and pull that foot to the front of the mat, great. If not, you can take a few hops. Coming to the front of the mat. Utkatasana, as you come to the front of the mat. And then exhale, Tadasana. Right? Adding on just a little bit more before we come down to the floor. Coming into Utkatasana, again, inhaling, taking our arms up to the sky. Yogi's choice, you can come into a high or low lunge, shooting that left foot back behind you. If you need blocks or you need to come down to that knee, that's totally fine. Right? So from here, we're going to come up, high lunge. Everybody's going to take their hands down to the floor. Circle that back foot down. Now listen very carefully. We're going to come up into Warrior 1. Should be easier now. Straightening that front foot. But this time we're going to take that back foot in about a foot's length. Right? Heels still in line with each other. You might even be more than a 45-degree angle with that back foot. Again, we're looking at our alignment, making sure our hips are in line with that front of the mat. So back, or right hips moving back, left hips moving forward. Deep breath in, taking our arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let's reach forward towards the front of the mat. Now this is a great place for blocks again. If you have a table or chair or something handy, or even a wall, you can get off your mat and use it for a second. Let's hang out here for a little bit. I'll use the fireplace, right? So I want to get my torso nice and flat here. Feeling this intense stretch with our legs, but feeling length with our whole body. Inhale, exhale. This is what it would look like for the full expression. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Very nice. So everybody's going to come up to that, or stay in this flat back if you're there already. If you went to the full expression, come up to a flat back. Exhale here. Inhale, come all the way up to the sky. And then step that back foot out again into Warrior 1 stance. Listen carefully. We're going to open it up. Warrior 2. Nothing really changes. We're just opening our torso so that our front shoulder is in line with that front knee. Keeping this 90-degree angle with that front knee,
Our torso is shooting straight up from the middle. Arms are trying to reach for opposite sides of the room. Still trying to rip that mat apart, okay? From here, great place for a block, or I'm going to show you with your forearm first. We're going to come into extended side ankle. So you're going to take your forearm and place it on that front thigh. You're pressing your shoulder away from your ear, meaning you're pressing against that thigh so that you're not collapsing in. You're rotating from the belly, keeping that 90-degree bend, rotating and looking up at the sky, keeping weight on that back foot, right? So this is a lot of work right here as we keep rotating and extending. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Go ahead and come on out of it. Straighten that front leg. Give that quad a little bit of a break here, right? And then deep breath in. Exhale, come back into warrior 2. And then we're rotating back up to the front of the mat, warrior 1. To power up that back leg into a high lunge. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, you can either hop that foot up or power up towards Utkatasana. Inhale and exhale, Tadasana. Other side. Okay, so we're coming into Utkatasana again. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, we're taking that right foot back behind us, either into a high lunge or a low lunge, right? Wherever you're at, we're going to all take our hands down to the floor, circle that back foot down. Coming into Virabhadrasana 1 again. Warrior 1. Everybody's going to straighten that front leg, and you're going to hop that foot in about a foot's length. If you don't get cued in a regular class to do that, just do it anyway. It's up to you, you know? Some of us have the flexibility to come into this pose without hopping our foot in. It's not a competition, okay? So, from here, we're going to start to hinge at the hips. Our left hip is moving back as our right hip is moving forward. We're not twisting from the hips, we're hinging at the hips. We're trying to reach the top of the head towards the front of the mat. If you're against a wall or a chair, you can stop here. You can always come to blocks, or else if you have it, you can come to your fingertips. You're still trying to reach the top of your head towards the floor, right? We're away from you. You're not trying to take it towards your knee. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Go ahead and come on up to a flat back if you're not there already. Inhale here. Exhale. Come all the way up to stand. Move that back foot out. So we're prepping for warrior 1 again. Coming into warrior 1. Everything stays the same with the lower body. We're just twisting from the belly. Coming into warrior 2. Shoulders are relaxed, but we're trying to reach our hands out to opposite sides. Gaze is over that front middle finger. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Go ahead and straighten. Give your quad just a little bit of a break here. And then go ahead and bend into that knee again, taking that left forearm, placing it on the thigh. Pressing that shoulder away from our ear. So we're working our arm as we twist from the belly, anchoring that back leg down, taking that back arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhaling 1. So nothing stops. You're still rotating even if you can't see it. Inhaling. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Go ahead and come on up. Straighten that front leg again just for a second. Exhale. Warrior 2. Inhale. Coming back into warrior 1. Exhale. Start to pop that back heel off the floor. Inhale here, and then exhale, you can either hop or take that foot coming into Utkatasana. Inhale, Tadasana.
So everybody should be a little bit more warmed up, right? So sometimes even when we move slower and it's a little more basic, when we're paying attention to alignment, you can really feel those muscles moving and working, right? In the proper way. So from here, what we're gonna do is we can come down to the floor.
We're just going to do a lot of what we do in yoga. It relies on our core to be working
At all times. So we're going to come and just do a little bit of core work before I start doing some back bend and seated poses, okay? So go ahead and come down to the floor. Take your legs out. And then we're going to take our feet all the way up. From here, we're just going to
Flank our feet, meaning we're pointing and flexing our feet at the same time. And we're just going to reach for them here. And we're going to breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. Exhale.
go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. Sitting here. When you're ready, you can start to come back up again, point your feet. You can stay here if you want extra challenge. You can always come down to about a 45-degree angle.
And reach. Deep breath in.
Exhale, lots of work here.
Inhaling 2. Exhale. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine too. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Inhaling 4. Exhale. Inhaling 5.
Exhale, go ahead and bring it back down. And then, again, you can bring your feet up here. If you want to bend your knees, that's fine. Advanced yogis, you can take it down another notch.
And then we're coming up here, okay? Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. Inhale 5.
Exhale. Go ahead and bring it back in. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to sit. We're going to do a couple of seated poses, kind of for our legs in a different way than we would normally do for stretching, right? So we're going to start with Virasana, which is hero's pose. And what it is, it's a little bit different. It's a great place to roll up a couple of towels or use your block for a little bit of a height underneath your seat. So if you don't have them handy, now's the time to grab them. For hero's pose, what we're going to do is I like to first take my knees together. We usually don't do this in yoga, right? Like we're usually really in line with our hips and stuff like that. But take your knees together here. And what's happening with hero's pose, I'm taking my feet out in a V behind me. This is where the block or towel comes in. You can just take a seat onto that block. And then what you're doing is the backs or the fronts of your feet, the shoelace sides of the feet, are resting on the floor, pinky toes reaching for the floor, and we're seated here. So it can get a little intense, right? Our butts seated in between our feet if you're all the way down to the ground, right? And we're going to stay here with the backs of our hands on our knees. You might think this might be bad for your knees. It's actually good for knees, especially bad knees, but if it feels intense, please prop up or back up off the pose, okay? Deep breath in. Exhale. 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. We're staying here for 8 breaths. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. This is what it will look like propped up. Inhaling 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. Inhale 7. Exhale. Inhaling 8. Exhale. Go ahead and remove that. Take your knees or your feet together.
Just kind of breathe into it and feel the difference in your legs and your seat. We're going to come into another seated pose. This one's going to actually open up your hips. There's a slight back bend involved with opening up your shoulders. So I'm just going to take you through it step by step. So it's a cow face pose, Gomukhasana. And the way I like to get into this is another one where our bottom's coming in between our legs, right? I like to take, where I take that front leg, let's take our right leg out in front of us, right? And then we've got this left knee on the floor. What I'm doing, I hope you guys can see me, is I'm trying to line up where my knees are in line with, and right in front of each other. From here, you can't see me, so from here, what I'm doing is taking that back leg, trying to reach it as far to the other side, to my right side, as possible. And then my left leg is coming out here. And what I'm finally doing is taking a seat. So this can be pretty intense on your hips. Great place for a block again, right? Or a towel, wherever you're at. Might not be as spread out, and that's fine. I gotta stay in that position, I realize. I have to show you what's going on here. So this, you might be sitting here going, okay, what is she doing here? Your bottom, if it's on the floor, both your sit bones are on the floor, and you're trying to get the shoelace sides of your feet on the floor. I'm probably never going to be able to do that again with this ankle because I've injured it too many times. But, you know, we're all built differently. These are just goals. We don't have to make it there, right? We're just going to try. From here, we're sitting here breathing. I'm going to take my right arm up. And then I'm going to take my left arm and just bend it. Here. Maybe I'm grabbing my shirt, right? I'm going to bend that right arm, and maybe I grab that shirt. Or, if you have the lock, you grab the lock. If you have a strap or a towel, great time to use that extra towel. You can stay here. You can take a little mini back bend here, or else you can start to move forward, coming over those knees into a forward bend. You're going to feel a release on your hips this way, okay? Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Inhaling 4. Exhale. Inhaling 5. Exhale. Go ahead and come on up to sit. Take those legs wherever you're at. Take them out. Be gentle with your hips. Shake them out. We're coming to the other side. So let's start with hero pose first with Virasana. Should be easier now, right? Taking our knees in line with each other. Taking your feet out so it looks almost like a Gomukhasana in a way. And then sitting back onto your towels, pillows, blocks, whatever works for you. Breathing here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Keep lifting through the belly. Inhaling 3. Exhale. Inhaling 4. Exhale. Inhaling 5. Exhale. Inhale 6. Exhale, full breaths. Inhale 7. Exhale. Inhale 8. Exhale. Go ahead and come on out of it. You need to shake out your feet or legs. It's totally fine. Cow face pose for Gomukhasana. A little bit more of an intense hip stretch, right? Again, nothing's mandatory. These are just options. You can just sit back and stay here. Fine, maybe this is your Gomukhasana practice. If you want to sit back onto a block or towels, get a little deeper into that pose, yeah, that's fine. Ultimately, you're trying to get your feet out, equidistance, yeah. Evenly on your sit bones, taking that left arm. We're always going to have a better side.
behind you as you take your right arm underneath, either grabbing your shirt. See, this is my not as good side. And then deep breath in, and then exhale, coming forward if you have it. So stay where you are. Inhale, exhaling 1. Inhale, this is your practice. Exhaling 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Go ahead and come out of it. Right? Take your feet out. Be gentle with yourself, with your hips, arms. Shake it out. And relax. From here, we're going to come into this wide angle pose. So you have to realize sometimes you're coming into these poses and you're like, gosh, I don't really like that bit. I do that with myself, but that's why you need to practice them and then try and find the love for it. This is actually, my heels actually bruise in these type of poses. So I realize I haven't liked them since I was a little kid, and that's part of the reason why. If you have a block or if you have some type of tool, this is kind of nice to use just so you stay with a flat back here. You don't want to really roll down in any of these poses. You're trying to hinge from the hips. So this is kind of a great tool where I'm sitting here and I'm keeping my shoulders in line. I'm feeling not the most comfortable position I'm in my life, right? However you want to do this. If you do have 2 straps or 2 towels, this is a great time to use them, right? Looping it over each foot, flexing the feet. If you do have the reach for your yogi toe lock, now's the time, right? We're going to stay here for 8 breaths. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Think about the top of your head reaching for the front of the mat. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Go ahead. We're going to just gently come out of this. Flex and point your feet for just a second. And when you're ready, take your hands and just help your knees to bend. Be gentle. And then shake them out, right? So be careful with your hamstrings. From here, I'm going to do an open twist. I'm going to take that left leg out. It's kind of a version of Janu Sirsasana in one way. We'll actually do a closed twist first. We'll do this version of Janu Sirsasana. Usually our foot is way out in front of us, right? We're going to come into a deeper twist here. This is also a great time for your towel if you want to do it this way, right? You can just stay here. You can stay here. If you want to move on, you're taking that belly button over that front leg as much as possible and reaching for this leg. So it's a little bit more of an open Janu Sirsasana. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Keep flexing on that front foot. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. Again, coming back up. Keeping that foot flexed as we take that left hand open to the sky, and we're going to just slide it to the inside of that left leg. We're going to take that back arm, and we're going to come up and over. So we're twisting from the belly again. Kind of like what we were doing during class, right? Where we had our forearm on our thumb. You're twisting it open as much as possible. Keep your sit bones on the floor. It might be up here. It's totally fine. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Keep looking underneath that right arm. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to switch sides. Be gentle with your legs, right? If you're really tight in your hamstrings, be very, very careful. I'm going to open it out to the other side. This is wide open Janu Sirsasana, so we might not get as much of a twist or forward bend as we might with the normal one, right? Deep breath in, and then exhale. Start to come up and over that front knee. Great place for your towel. Inhale. Exhaling 1. Inhale. Exhaling 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Go ahead and come on up. Taking that right hand, that palm up to the sky, we're going to start to just slide it in line with that right leg, right? We might be up here, that's fine. Or if you want to just come here with that arm on your thigh, totally fine. Wherever you're at, you're twisting from the belly and then just coming and trying to take the top of the head towards that right foot. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Keep twisting. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. Exhale. Go ahead and bring it back up to center. Take your legs out in front of you for a second. Be gentle with your legs. Shake it out. One last pose here. We're going to take our feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana, so we might feel a little rocky on our sit bones. That's when you roll up or fold up the towel and put it underneath you. Block might be a little high, but some people might work, right? So we're trying to take our heels as close to our bottom as possible. You can open up your feet like a book. Roll your shoulders out. Looking up with a straight torso here. And you can stay here. Plenty of stretch here going on. If you want to move forward, try to keep a straight torso as you come on down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. Exhale. Go ahead and come on up to sit. Shake your legs out again. When you're ready, we're going to come on down onto that mat. Switch sides this time. Take our hands out in front of us, thigh right by the belly. As we start to come on down, and we're going to lay here in Shavasana in corpse pose with our eyes closed. Just let everything go. We're not controlling the breath. Just being in the moment and breathing. And I'll bring you out of Shavasana. Staying here for a couple of minutes in silence. Start to breathe deeper. Life back into your bodies. Circle your ankles and circle your wrists in one direction. Breathing deeper. And then circling at the other direction. Being relaxed. Deep breath in. Give yourself a big hug. And then roll everything either to your right side for relaxation, left side for staying energized. When you're ready, you're going to work your way up to a seated position, trying to keep your eyes closed if you have it. prop you need underneath your bottom. Taking the backs of your hands to your knees. Savoring your last hour. When you're ready, take your hands together at your chest. Take your thumbs to your forehead, your lips, back down to your chest. Bow forward to seal the practice. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. So that was about 60 minutes of basics yoga. I tried to break it down, throw in a couple of different positions. But if you have any questions, you can put your audio back on and your chat. I'll